Okay, we're starting out today. We've got our number 4 hook secured into our vise. I'm going to go ahead and use some pink thread. This is the same thread if you've been following the series on the bonefishflat.com that we've been doing on tying saltwater flies. This is the same thread that you would use for the McVeigh's Gotcha. We're using the same hook, a lot of the same materials. One nice thing about tying saltwater flies, you can really get away with using a lot of the same. We're going to go ahead and give that a trim. Get rid of that guy. We're going to go ahead and finish wrapping up the fly here. Now we've got him all the way down to the butt section of the fly. We're going to go ahead and start wrapping back up. I like to wrap the whole fly because it really makes the materials stick to the fly better. That's an important part of fly tying, is making sure, of course, that your materials stick on there. Now we're about 1/8 of an inch, or about the same size of the eye as the eye is, the gap of the eye behind there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take one of our bead chains. I use a pair of needle nose pliers that I keep in my fly tying kit. I'll use these. This is an old pair. I'll use these to cut use the trimmers there to cut the actual bead chains with. We're going to go ahead and give those a try. Crazy Charlie is an older fly. I believe it was Charlie Nemore down on Andros Island invented. If you really want to see a good movie detailing the life of this guy, Charlie Nemore, go ahead and check out In Search of a Rising Tide. It's a great film. Also, the film Drift has a section on Charlie Nemore too. Really one of the greats of bone fishing. But this is his fly, so we'll give the credit to him today. We're doing a lot of figure 8 wrapping here. That's just a personal preference. So there we go. Now he's pretty good and secured on there. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and wrap all the way to the back of the fly, working our way back. All of these materials again that we're going to be using for this fly in particular are pretty inexpensive. So we'll go ahead and we'll hold him just behind the eye of the fly there, and we'll go ahead and start tying him up. The vinyl rib is actually, it's kind of a flat, kind of has a flat texture to it. So we'll try to lay the flat side right against the shank of the hook. Just like that. Go ahead and start wrapping it forward. What this will do is this will build a nice body for your fly. Like this. So we get right to there. You got this piece here. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to zoom in. There we go. That's what we've got so far. Now this is the vinyl rib. We're going to go ahead and start making wraps around the body of the fly here, like so. You can hear the tension. I'm keeping a good amount of tension on this guy here. Make your wraps nice, neat, and tight. You can see how I'm starting to build the body. I'm going to make them nice and tight. This is one that you've seen me, if you've been following the series on the Bonefish Flat, you know that if I'm tying a gotcha, I'll take this guy and I'll wrap him over the head. I'm not going to do that on this fly. I'll just go ahead and start wrapping him and tie him off right there behind the side. It's a preference. You can do it however you'd like, but this is how I'm going to. Good, secure. Hold that straight like that. Take your scissors, trim off your excess there, and there you go. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use a piece of pink calf tail, also called kip tail. That took me a while to figure that one out. I want it to be a long piece, because what you're going to want that to go past the eye of the hook. So you'll take it like that, just a clump in your hands. You can see I think you can see. That's what I got right there, just a little clump. You want to trim it really close to the base of the tail. This one has been dyed kind of a hot pink. Let's see if I can do this here. Got that there. Okay, so see that now. That's what I got. Ended up with that right there. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this and put it right there. Now one thing you want to be careful of when you're doing this, this is one of those materials, I'm going to go ahead and pull this back behind the eye. This is one of those materials that will cover up the hook of your eye here. And you cover up that eye, the hook, and obviously it's pretty hard to tie your fly to your leader if it's. So there's that. What I'm doing here, really it's kind of when you're tying on a wing like this, you can kind of improvise quite a bit, but I'm making figure eights, and this will actually help keep your eye on there too. If you want to bring this piece up, let's see if I can do it better. If you want to bring this piece up a little bit closer to the eye, you can. I worry about getting that eye covered up. And I tell you, one thing you don't want to do is when you're on the bow of a skiff and you're getting ready to cast to a bonefish, the one thing you don't want to do is not be able to get your fly tied on there properly, because the guide will get mad at you. It's blowing a gale up there. I make a couple wraps behind the wing here. And what that does, I don't know that you have to, but what it does is it kind of makes this guy flare up a little bit. You see how it's kind of poked up there now like that? I just like that. It's optional. You want to take a couple strands of Crystal Flash here. I probably use about anywhere 5 to 10. I'm probably going to use about that many today. We've talked about this in other episodes. That's what I'm going to use. That's probably about 7 or 8 strands right there. We've talked about I don't like much at all. I like to go kind of somewhere in between. I think it depends on the day, and if I was bone fishing probably a little bit more, I'd probably have all different kinds, lots of flash, little flash, but since I don't get to do it every day, unfortunately, I kind of make an all-purpose fly. And the truth is it's more with bone fishing, like it's probably true with a lot of fishing, it's more about the cast than it is the fly. Well, there you have it. We've got the flashes tied in. We're starting to build up a nice head there on this fly. That's our finished Crazy Charlie. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and bring that down a little bit. I'll zoom out so you can watch me whip finish. This is a knot that is a little intimidating for a lot of people. I know it certainly was for me when I first started tying. It's very, very easy to tie. Take your 2 fingers. We're going to use our fingers to do the whip finish here. Bring them around so it's like that. I'm going to need a little bit more thread here. Okay. That there. And we're going to hold it. Thread goes against that side like that, okay? Pull it up to the nose of the fly like that. Now you just twist it around. What you're doing is you're twisting it, you're actually twisting the thread over top of itself. I think that was 3, 4, 5, and I'll do another one just for, I don't really know why, for good luck. Pull this tight, and I'm still holding it down. I just hold it and hold it till it goes there. Now here's a trick to the whip finish. You want to pull it taut, but you don't want to pull it too tight. If you break this thread, you've got a problem. If you break it when you're whip finishing, what you need to do is you just need to grab loose as fine as the whip finish will. The whip finish is just kind of the old way of, that's how fly tyers do it. That's what's been done, so that's what I'm going to do too. Trim that there, and voila, you've got a Crazy Charlie. Thank you, Charlie Nemore. We'll go ahead and give a little zoom. It's a great fly for the Bahamas, Belize, Mexico. It's a great fly for that. Again, be sure to check us out, www.bonefishflat.com. We've got all kinds of information on saltwater fly fishing, anything that you need on saltwater fly fishing, conservation issues with regard to the salt, all things saltwater, www.bonefishflat.com. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.